here is what I'd like you to do. So I'm going to ask you to pause the video in a second and just make your points, make your rule and graph it. But I just want to keep in mind, want you to keep in mind that there's a little trick inside with that square root because it's a negative x. So just think about that. All right, so give this one a try. Now, because the x is negative, if I were to factor the negative out, this is actually really what the graph or what the equation is going to look like. And so for my rule, the x's get divided by this -1, which makes it a negative x, and then plus 3. And just as a reminder, whenever, let me get a highlighter going, whenever your x is negative on the inside, that actually ends up being the rule. So you could actually bypass that step if you want to. Since it's a square root function, I'm going to be plugging in 0, 1, and 4. And let's plug in. Okay, so I go to, oh gosh, I don't have my glasses on right now. So I go to 3, -1, if I can see that, 2, 0, and then -1, 1. And you might wonder, well, where does this graph start? I mean, it could maybe go like that. Nope, it doesn't. So here's why. Your first starting point is the 3, -1. That's what 0, 0 started from. So it means it shifted, the graph shifted 3 to the right and 1 down. All right, so that is what your graph is going to look like. More like it's a square root function, okay? And it has been reflected over the y-axis, shifted to the right 3 and down 1. So today we're going to learn is combinations of functions. It's pretty easy actually, except for one part. So to find f plus g of 1, this just means take f of 1 and add g of 1 to it. That's all that it means. So for f of 1, that is going to be 0. That's the y value there. And then g of 1 is 2. So we add them together and we get 2. Okay, so for the next one, it's just f of -3 minus g of -3. Okay, so what's f of -3? Go ahead and find that. -3. I'm going to call that 0. Okay, I know it's pretty close to 0. And then g of -3, I know it's not quite right. I'm going to call that value 3. And so it's a -3. Okay, now for the next part, what is g of f of 2? So this means first, you're going to find f of 2. We work from the inside out. Okay, so we're going to find f of 2 first. F of 2 looks like it's -1, and so then that means we're looking for g of -1. So I go to -1, go up to the green, and I get 2. Okay, and then f of g of 2, so first I'm going to find g of 2, which is 6, and then I do f of 6, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it looks like it's a, oops, that's g, that was bad. Sorry, f of 6, that's up here, and I think that's 5.5-ish. All right, and the other way to write part C is instead of g of f of 2, we can write that as g open circle f of 2. And instead of f of g of 2, then that is f open circle g of 2. So it doesn't mean multiplication. Whenever you see an open circle, it means you're putting one function in for the other. Okay, so for the first one, now we're going to be adding these. So it's pretty simple. When I want to find f plus g of x, I'm just going to add 15 over x minus 5 plus 8 over x plus 9. And I know that this was giving you a little bit of trouble early on in the year, so I think it's a good idea if we actually do add them. So I would find a common denominator. Not multiplying through because it's not an equation, it's just an expression on the right-hand side. So my common denominator is x plus 9, x minus 5. And then I can distribute. So 15x plus, I'm being a little lazy here, 285, using my calculator, plus 8x minus 40. So I get 23x plus 245 all over x plus 9, x plus minus 5. And it says also find their domains. I'm going to actually call this A, B, C, and D. Okay, so that's the answer for A. The domain, just for lack of time, I'm just going to say x does not equal negative 9 and 5, but you know how to write that in interval. Okay, so B is the exact same thing, except it's just going to be subtraction in the middle. So 15 over x minus 5 minus 8 over x plus 9. Find our common denominator. And a very common mistake is to forget to distribute this negative here. So we have a common denominator. I'm going to actually change colors so that they don't blend with the next problem. 15x plus, I think that's 225. Oh, no, 135. I was thinking 15 times 15. Minus 8x plus 40 over that common denominator. And so I get 7x plus 175 over x plus 9. X minus 5, same domain. X cannot be negative 9 or 5. Okay, so that was B. All right, so let's now move to C, where I have to just multiply them. So 15 over x minus 5 times 8 over x plus 9. I like this because this is reviewing a lot of Algebra 1. So we just multiply across. So 15 times 8 is 120. And I could FOIL. I'm just going to leave it just like that. Doesn't really matter. And the domain is the same yet again. Okay, and finally, the last one is to divide the two. You know what? I'm actually going to do that at the very top. So I'm going to take 15 over x minus 5. And instead of dividing it, I'm going to, well, the way you divide is you multiply by the reciprocal of the other. You know what? I'm going to actually write it out because I want to show you something. Oh, sorry about that. This is not as easy as you would think. Shoot. All right. Over 8 over x plus 9. Okay, then I take the original, the numerator, this won't erase, and I flip and multiply it. Okay, it works, by the denominator here. All right, so then I get 15x plus, did we say that was 135? Over 8x minus 40. Okay, we could have left that unmultiplied as well, I guess. And so what's the domain here? Well, you might think because the denominator is x minus 5 that it's only 5 that it can't be, but the original problem has x minus 5 and x plus 9 in the denominators. So again, x cannot equal 5 or negative 9 because you have to look at the original problem, which had problems in the denominators, both of them. Okay, so I just told you that f of g of x can be written with that open circle. So let's find f of g of x in this problem. Okay, so I'm going to take, whoops, all right, f of g of x, which is f of 4x squared plus 1. What this means is wherever you see an x, you plug in 4x squared plus 1. So it's 2 times 4x squared plus 1 plus 5. You're just replacing x with what's inside the parentheses. So 8x squared, that'll be plus 2 plus 5, so it's plus 7. That's the answer. That's it. Don't set it to 0, nothing. Okay, so pause the video now, please, and do g of f of x, and I'll do it as well here. Plug in 2 plus x wherever you see x in the g of x problem. So I'm just plugging this in right in there for x. You got a FOIL. I'll do that in my head. Hopefully you already did it. You can check your work. Final answer is 16x squared plus 80x plus 100 plus 1, so plus 101. Okay, now this last problem you can do 2 different ways. You can do f of g of negative 2, find out what that is. Just plug -2 in. That becomes 4 times positive 4 plus 1. And then plug 17 in for x, so 34 plus 5 is 39. But you also could have plugged -2 in here, because that is f of g of x. You found f of g of x, and you'll get the 39 that way too. Okay, last problem. Please pause the video and go ahead and do f of f of x. See if we can do that. Okay, so you're going to plug in. So basically it's like f of x is 2 times something plus 5. That's going to get plugged in. So you don't multiply them, you plug in. Meaning you don't multiply the 2x plus 5 times the 2x plus 5 or something like that. You actually plug it in for x. So then that becomes plus 10 plus 5, so plus 15. Okay, so let's go ahead and do these next problems here. F of g of x. So f of g of x, this would be great if you want to pause the video again and just make sure you're getting it right. Okay, so that's this answer. Now, notice that it says to find the domain. So let's just do that right now. And this is tricky because if you look at the domain of the answer of 3x plus 6, you might say that the answer is all reals, but it's actually not, because in the original problem, you have to consider that there was a square root, and so like something like -3 would not work. So there's a trick, all right? And this is how I tell my students to find the domain of composite or functions. This is only when you have f of g of x. It's the only time you need to do this, okay? So first of all, you want to find the domain of the innermost function. Then you want to find the domain of the result, the answer. And then you want to find the domain final. Okay, so the domain of the innermost function, which is the square root of x plus 2, you guys know that you should set that greater than or equal to 0, so x is greater than or equal to -2. The result is -infinity to infinity. There's no restrictions. So the final is when you actually like combine these two and you think, how do I combine all reals with everything greater than or equal to -2? You want to take the most restrictive answer. Your final answer is just going to be -2 to infinity. Okay, because it's almost like you want to find the overlap between these two. And the overlap between all reals and x greater than or equal to -2 is just x greater than or equal to -2. All right, so let's try that with the next one. So this is g of, this is the only thing that I was saying that I thought was a little bit harder. G of 3x squared. I'm going to put that into the g equation, and I get 3x squared plus 1. Okay, so what's the domain? Well, let's look at the domain of the innermost function, which in this case is 3x squared. That's just all reals. Let's look at the domain of the result, which is this. And actually, that's also all reals, because no matter what, this is always going to be positive. Because, you know, if you were to try to solve it, you'd get that x squared is greater than or equal to -1/3. That's always true. So again, it's all reals. So then the domain of the final is just those two things combined, which is that -infinity to infinity. Okay, so please try this one maybe on your own. Okay, pause the video here. Let's see how you do. Flipping and multiplying. So there's my final answer. Domain of the inner. So I'm going to look here. I know x cannot equal -2. Domain of the result, no problem. That's this. This is all reals. What's the domain of the final? Combine those two, and it's just that x cannot equal -2. That's the final answer. Okay, 2 more problems and we are done. So let's try this one again with you please pausing the video and trying both the function and its domain. domain of the inner. So that's this function is greater than or equal to 0. Domain of the result is looking at the result. I know x can't be 3. And now is where I need to combine them. This is the first time where I have two restrictions. So what does this mean? Well, it's everything greater than or equal to 0, but not 3. I don't know. I tend to just draw it right on the number line, but I know a lot of students don't. So it's like this. So what is that final answer? Final answer is 0 to 3, soft bracket, because it's everything greater than or equal 0, but you got to throw out that 3. That's the final answer there. Okay, and the very last question is, write h of x as a composition of two functions, and one of those functions can't just be x. So you want to think about h of x is f of g of x. So we're working backwards. What could the innermost function be? There's actually two possible answers. I like to think of what's next to the x. Okay, so maybe x minus 8 is the innermost function. So that would mean that g of x is x minus 8. Well, then what would f of x be so that when I plugged x minus 8 into here, I would get the cubed root of x minus 8 over 5. And that would just be the cubed root of x over 8. So you can try it, plug x minus 8 in there, and you'll see those are the two functions. There's an alternate answer. What if instead I had said g of x was the cubed root of x minus 8? Then what would you be plugging in? So all you would be doing is you'd be plugging in this whole thing into the numerator, so it would have to be x over 5. So either of those answers are fine. Okay, and that's it for, no it isn't. Oh, there's one more. Oh boy, one more. Last thing, I'm so sorry. This is it. Very easy. First, you want to find h of negative 3. So I go to the h function, go to negative 3, and I know that that y value is 2, so now I look for g of 2. So I go to the g function, look where x is 2, and I get 7. All right, so you pause the video and try this next one. G of 25, that's 5. H of 5, final answer, 1. Hope you got it, and we can go over anything tomorrow.